the challenge that we look at is, okay, how do we create an experience where your clients want to use it? It's not that they have to, or you're making them. It's like with online banking, people do it because it's easier for them, it's better for them, and then it happens to be much better for the bank as well. And I also think it's important to note, because as we take a look at implementing a mobile and digital workflow with the client, people are going to say, oh, well, not all my clients are going to do that. And that's fine too, right? It's not that you can no longer mail in a check with a deposit slip or go into a branch and deposit it anymore. That's not, you can still do that. So it's not that every client's going to do it and no one's going to send in paper anymore. But the point is that if only 5% use some digital option, or 10%, then doesn't really benefit your practice. It's not enough to make an impact. But if over half use it, then it is. So our goal here isn't that we think everyone's going to do it tomorrow, all clients are going to adopt something like this tomorrow. Our goal here is, how do we make something that creates such a good client experience that the majority will want to use it, not have to, but want to. And and then that percentage will increase over time. So the first thing, as we look at it, is we said there needs to be a very good quality consumer website and marketing materials for the taxpayer. So, for instance, we have this product called TaxCaddy, which allows a CPA and a taxpayer to be connected through a mobile device. We'll show it a little later, most likely, but it allows all sorts of interactions, like sending document requests, and the taxpayer can take pictures, right? So there's all sorts of benefits to the taxpayer, but those need to be sold to the taxpayer, not sold in terms of they're paying any money for it. The taxpayer needs to be sold on the benefits so that they even bother to create an account. So with TaxCaddy, when you invite your clients to create a TaxCaddy account and they click on a link to sign up, it takes them to a page where they can see a video that's 90 seconds and shows them that their life will be easier if they're using TaxCaddy, because the hassles involved with tax time will be less. So it needs to be sold like any consumer application would be sold, even though it's free for the taxpayer. The other thing is that it needs to be available year-round. With online organizers, it's not a year-round solution. So what happens is that you send your clients some kind of link in January and you ask them to fill out information, and then you're done with the return, and that's it. The rest of the year, the client basically needs to have their own system on where to store documents. And what that means, what it results in, is that clients, as they get documents throughout the year, drop them into some tax file. And when the end of the year comes and you send them an online organizer or an organizer, they might opt to just send you their shoebox rather than going through everything and sorting through it all. If they do sort through it all, of course, they don't like that. That's not a positive experience, having to organize their taxes, and so they might procrastinate, which makes your workload compression a bigger problem. If they have the ability, when that property tax statement comes in, let's say in July right now, to just take a picture of that and tap that that's their property tax statement, then that's it. It's in their file, and when tax time comes, you don't need to ask them for that because it's already there, and they don't need to find it for you because they've already put it in. So it needs to be a solution that isn't just about working with you during tax time, but about helping them collect and organize documents in an easy way throughout the year. This is something that we think is really important, which is that the client needs to feel that this is theirs, that they own it. And what that means is that they can access the documents here as long as they want. And even if they switch CPA firms, they can retain access to their TaxCaddy account and even grant access to another CPA if they start working with it. Now, some people, sometimes I've heard tax preparers say, what? I don't want to make it easy for people to leave. And I think if you take a moment to think about it, you'll realize that nobody is going to leave you just because they can take their tax caddy account with them or any other account. And nobody is going to not leave you if they want to leave you just because you have some portal with their documents in it, and they'll just not use your portal is what will happen, But no one's going to not leave you because you're holding on to some documents that they can't take with them. So this doesn't have anything to do with making it easy or hard for people to come or go. What this has to do with is making sure that we remove all obstacles to a taxpayer saying they want to use the system, because only if they use it does everyone benefit. And one legitimate concern and barrier from a taxpayer is they say, I need access to my documents, my tax documents, for years. And I don't know that this portal that a CPA firm is giving me access to, is that going to be there for me forever? If I come back in 3 years to get a document, are they still there, or do they get deleted? What if I'm not with that firm anymore? So they say, I really need my own. I'm going to create a Google Drive or a Dropbox account or, OneDrive or something like that. And once they do that, the chance that they'll use your portal or some other solution, online organizer, goes way down. Clients, have a legitimate need to be able to have access to their documents at all times, even if they switch CPA firms. And by providing for that need, it means that they don't need to go out and get an alternate solution, like a Dropbox, like a OneDrive. And if they feel that they can use, let's say, TaxCaddy as their solution to hold their tax documents, and they don't need to also maintain some other solution, it's going to increase the chance that they use this. So once again, the point of the client ownership is to, get rid of every barrier as to why someone would have a reason not to use this solution. When they use it, you guys, the CPA wins and the client wins. Another thing is that we thought it should be tailored to the 1040 process. So what I mean by that is when they look at, let's say, the mobile app or the browser screen, it needs to speak to them that it's for a 1040. 1040s have certain processes involved, right? Maybe it's sign an engagement letter, answer a questionnaire, provide some documents, and then review a return, sign your e-file authorization. There are specific steps, and the software should speak to those steps, so it's something that is recognized by the taxpayer. And a portal doesn't do that. A portal looks like a document management system with a bunch of folders. When you log on to your online banking, you don't see, it's not a portal with folders, that says, here are your deposit slips and here's your statements, and right? When you get onto your online banking app, it's very specific. View balances, transfer money, deposit checks. It speaks specifically to the actions a consumer wants to do when they're doing mobile banking. So similarly, a generic document management portal doesn't have that specificity to it, and therefore isn't that compelling to use for an individual doing their 1040. And making it tailored to the process increases the chance that people use it. In a similar way, it should be complete. Right, so when you're doing your online banking, there's one app and you do it all from there. You don't go to this app to access a document and or upload it, and this app to sign something, and this So we see sometimes that CPA firms do have to put together a hodgepodge of solutions. They print out an organizer to PDF, they put it in a portal, they use DocuSign to get the documents, to get documents signed. They use a variety of different applications. Well, it's a much better client experience when there's one app, and all of those interactions can be done through that one app.